Itaran missing chitab college ngeta tetutiet nebo Kass Mashinani tetutiet netun kila betut kongeten ketesiet nebo Kass TV en studio kone Victor Korir. Ole kakokimit President William Ruto kole kakoit kasarta nebo keyai walet en kibagengeit nebo United Nations asikomuch kobois kibagengeit en oret nemagat. Ngololi kokoiwonge ngalalet nebo general debate en tuyet nebo 80 nebo United Nations General Assembly netestai en ofisit neo nebo UN nemiten taonitab New York emet nebo America. Komaruto kole nito kasarta nebo keyochi walet UN asikokasak tuget nebo emotinwek chebo Africa en kibagengeit notok ak kounotok komagat kewalut chotok en chokchinet. En komostanyin komwa president nebo emetab America Donald Trump kole chobot kobois ak emet age tugul nemoche kobois ak America en mwaet kole magat kesuldaen kakwautik cheibu borotet en emotinwek tugul.
Mr. President, 80 years, we still have no voice at the Council. What is your word?
And that is why we have insisted that the reform of the UN is no longer about if, but it is when, and that when is now. Because unless and until we reform the UN, it will continue to remain undemocratic, unrepresentative, and not fit for purpose. And it is the reason why, as we come to this UN at the 80th, we must also be very careful about what the future looks like and how the UN we have to reform the UN Security Council. Africa and our 1.4 billion people must have voice, must be represented. We must reform the international financial architecture so that it represents more, it becomes more representative. We have greater voice, we have greater say, we have greater representation so that we can deal with the challenges of the world in a manner that respects the views and perspectives of everybody.
I've come here today to offer the hand of American leadership and friendship to any nation in this assembly that is willing to join us in forging a safer, more prosperous world. And it's a world that we'll be much happier with. A dramatically better future is within our reach. But to get there, we must reject the failed approaches of the past and work together to confront some of the greatest threats in history.
The United Nations is more than a meeting place. It's a moral compass, a force for peace and peacekeeping, a guardian of international law, a catalyst for sustainable development, a lifeline for people in crisis, a lighthouse for human rights, and the center that transforms your decisions, the decisions of member states, into action. 80 years on, we confront again the question our founders faced, only more urgent, more intertwined, more unforgiving. What kind of world do we choose to build together?
En taonit noto bo New York kewektoi agoi emetab Kenya county nebo Kericho ole kokikochi MCS 4 chebo County Assembly nebo Kericho kerkong'et nebo komat koba assembly en kasarta nebo betusiek 90 kosubkei ak atebet nemwaat kele kiya missing nekibor ichek kasarta nekikikose impeachment motion nebo governor nebo county noto Dr. Eric Mutai kosubkei ak majority leader en County Assembly nebo Kericho komanyoru keljinoik alak tugul MCS chotok en arawek chotok somok kosubkei ak lelutik chekinyorchi ichek akinyoru report nekachobwech Robert Siele.
Kong'ololjin sirikab logoiwek en taonitab Kericho ak majority leader en County Assembly nebo Kericho Philip Rono kole kasirta County Assembly report nebo committee nenaat kou Powers and Privileges Committee netinyegei ak chikiletab atebetab MCAs ole kaikochi kerkong'et MCAs choton ita 4 chekibor atebet nemanyalu kasarta nekikosirta County Assembly nebo Kericho istoetab Governor Mutai kobun oretab impeachment. Kanyor kerkong'etab keeten atebetab Assembly en betusiek 89 MCAs Paul P nebo Kapsaos, nominated MCAs Fancy Korir, Irene Langat ak Noela Opile.
You remember very well on 15th August of 2025, there were some members who misbehaved at the county assembly and some even threw stones at the office of the speaker, targeting maybe to targeting or destroying the properties of the county assembly. County assembly county assemblies in Kenya, together with the parliaments, have got some laws that protect, and a committee that exercise the powers like that of the High Court. And in this case, we have a law called the Powers and Privileges Act of 2017, which is now a law that should govern the honorable members on their behavior or now to enjoy other privileges accorded to them by the county assemblies and even the national assemblies and the Senate. And in this case, there are some members who misbehaved during that sitting, which compromised the status of the county assembly. And in this case, today, the Committee on Powers was tabling a report disciplining the honorable members.
Kosubkei ak majority leader kokikochi MCAs alak kerkong'etab kosir baruetab karoret akobo tebet nekibor icheket en betunoton kotomo keibchi kakwautik alak.
Around, I think 4 of them have been suspended by the committee for 90 days, and they will be stripped the responsibilities at the county assembly. That is Honorable Paul B. of Kapsao's ward, elected member, Honorable Noela Opile, nominated member, Honorable Irene Chebet, nominated member, and Honorable Fancy Korir, nominated member. These members, they chew stones and destroy county assembly's property, which is not a good behavior. There are some other honorable members that were shouting all over during the sitting, and the Powers and Privileges Committee have asked them to do a mandatory apology in writing, and also during the proceedings, maybe during the plenary. Those are Honorable Anthony Ruto, Honorable Edina Tano, Honorable Dora Keino, Honorable Kimweno Kirui, Honorable Vincent, Honorable Dominic Mutai, Honorable Hilary Pausupen, and Honorable, those are 8 honorable members. And they also found that 2 honorable members during that sitting, they were acting in a way that they were protecting the dignity of the county assembly. That is Honorable Ezron and Honorable Albert. They were protecting and assisting the sergeant at arms during that time of the scuffles.
Kaboisien barainoton majority leader kocher MCAs kosub ng'atutikab county assembly en kasarwek tugul asikeistoengei kerkong'et akobo atebet nemie.
So in this case, this one acts as a law. So they will not, the members that has been suspended for 90 days will not step into the precincts of the county assembly for the next 90 days. That is equal to around 30 sittings of the county assembly. And they will be stripped their responsibilities in the county assembly for misbehaving. And the other honorable members' failure to write maybe the apology letters is when the committee will also convene to do other, to extend other disciplinary measures to them.
Kabinitan kora en kasarta nemiten konyek tugul county assembly nebo Kericho en kasarta nekoitita MCAs chebo county assembly noton motion nebo istoetab CECs cheite 6 kotinygei ak yaetab boisionik en butetab ng'atutik ak weketab rabisiek. Kong'eten county nebo Kericho, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass FM International, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Ak chitab Kalenjin ngunon amoche ketokyingei county nebo Wajir, miten komosatak Minister nebo ribetab kalyet en emet orit noton ko Kipchumba Murkomen en tuyet noton nebo Jukwaa la Usalama Wajir County Edition. Kiyatuyo noton en taonit nebo Wajir ako niton ko agenge en tuiyosiek chekotestai koyai Ministry nebo Interior kondochin Minister noton Kipchumba Murkomen en komoswek cheterter, counties cheterter chebo emoni ko oret nebo koboker kole ng'alal ak kandoik chetelelchin ribetab kalyet en county alak tugul chekarutechi icheket ko oret kora nebo keker kele imuch kekimit boisiet noton nebo ribetab kalyet en emet kekirinda yautik chemaiyonotin cheboto chebo boisietab mayek chemaiyonotin koboto kora ribetab kalyet en komoswek chebo kiwatosiek en kwenutab counties chekoterchin kasarta nekoi noton ko missing en tuyosiek choton chebo tiyetab mbarenik ak tuguk cheu choton kikomuch korutechi counties cheboto chebo North Rift kirindetab yautik chebo chorsetab kiagik en kwenutab counties chebo Elgeyo Marakwet, county nebo Baringo, county nebo West Pokot, ole kotestai serikali kokimit anan koyokto ofisek chebo ribetab kalyet kochut counties ichoton asikomuch icheket koker kole kawege kalyet en komoswek cheterter. County nebo Wajir ko age en counties kora chenekit ak kiwoto nebo emetab Kenya ak emet nebo Somalia ko yotok komakat kora kele imuch kikimit ribetab kalyet en county noton. Kenyorun ng'alalet nebo minister noto Kipchumba Murkomen komiten en county nebo Wajir, nitok ko kasarta netestai icheket ak tuyosiek en komosta nebo North Eastern en emet nebo Kenya. Kinyoru ngalalet nebo Murkomen Kipchumba asikimuch ketesta ak tetutiet nebo Mashinani.
Na defilement. Yeah? Lazima to deal with those issues. Chiefs, kwa nini mmenyamaza nikisema hivyo? Hata vile mnaniangalia na niambia kwamba mkubwa kuna iko challenge kidogo hapo. Hapana. There is no exception. We have to work together to make sure we protect our children and we prepare a better future for them. So mambo mengi tutasema hapa na ukikuja ongea free. Siogope, hakuna mtu atakuambia kitu leo. Leo mimi niko hapa. Na ukikosea tunakusamea, hakuna maswali ya hakuna makosa tutasamea, alafu tutaanza mpya, lakini usinitusi. Wewe sema tu mambo yako. Hata ukiteleza useme. Sisi tutasikiliza. Hata sijaongea, hii ilikuwa introduction. Tutasikiliza, alafu mimi nitajibu huko nyuma, na pia gavana yetu na viongozi walio hapa watasema kitu. Nashukuru gavana kwa kuwa hapa na kuwa tayari kusikiliza watu yako, na wamekuja kwa wingi. Mimi nashukuru sana wao kwa sababu tuko hapa leo kwa sababu za kikazi. Ningependa sasa jukwaa la usalama uanze rasmi. Asante sana.
Ko Minister nebo Ribetab Kalyet en emet orit Kipchumba Murkomen ko tau tuyet nebo jukwaa la usalama North Eastern Edition nekakiyai en county na testai en county nebo Wajir. Nito ko tuyet nebo 45 en jukwaa la usalama chekokimuch keyai en komoswek cheterter chebo mashinani en emet nebo Kenya. Miten Kipchumba Murkomen ak kandoik alak chebunu ministry nenyinet koboto Inspector General nebo Police Douglas Kanja, miten ak DIG nebo APS Gilbert Masengeli, Director nebo DCI Mohamed Amin, Commandant nebo GSU noto Ranson Lol Modoni, Principal Administrative Secretary Beverly Nokwara ingwenutab kandoik alak chemiten en tuyonoto bo jukwaa la usalama. Komiten betut nebo amut county nebo Mandera en tuyet kora neunotok nebo jukwaa la usalama. Kengeten Wajir kewekuge William studio ole chobet nebo ngatutik chetokyingei keker ile imuch kekanapta boriet nekitokyin yautikab usisiet ak kanyalet en korik. Kogengen kakwotik chebendi kotoreti en katerteret nebo yautik chotok kotestai koik konugut en bandab tai nebo emet. Kamwa director netononjin gender en county nebo Uasin Gishu noto ko Betsy Chepkemoi kole iboru chikilisiet kole testai kowendi ngweny kaitet nebo biik chebune usisiet ak kanyalilet en county noto kosubkei ak tetutik cheterter chekotestai kosuldaen serikali koborien yautik chotok. Nginyoru report nebo Timothy Kiplimo.
Akot ngandan iboru chikilisiet kole kochorge kaitoshek chebo biik chebune kaimutik chebo usisiet ak kanyalilet en korik en county nebo Uasin Gishu en kenyit nekosirtoi, kokamwa director netonondochin gender en serikalitab county nitok Betsy Chepkemoi kole takochang biik chebune kaimutik choto kobate chongindengwai komaimong'ugei asikonyor toretet nemokyingei.
Tuyet nebo barani kokimuchi keng'alale ng'alekab gender kiro kobit ng'atutik gender policy. Kabwa bichu kotoretech SDG forum akomite CSOs kora akemite biikab community sikobit kiro oret nekimuchi keiste kaimutik chebo violence, gender violence cheimi biik chechang nea. Kikele chang kwonyik chemi gaa chenyolildos chekebirei, mi murenik chesistos akoimegei en karikwak, tibik ak werik kora kobune ng'alek chebo gender. So katuyoni bara kemoche kiro kele kabit ng'atutik policy cheimuchi ketestai. Akamwae kongoi mising amu koketestai makou kenyit konye kokong'ering'it biik ra chebune violence kokonai ole kibendi.
Iboru kaitoshek kobun sipitalitab Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital Eldoret koboto chebo sipitalitab Uasin Gishu County Referral Hospital kole biik cheite 16,000 chekibun usisiet ak kanyalilet chekinyor kanyoiset en sipitalishek choto en kenyit nekosirtoi. Kaitoshek cheiboru ng'oindo nebo itondo nebo usisiet ak kanyalilet en county nitok.
Kikere kele karibu 1,000 zaidi ya 1,200 akotestai chekikobwa choto chebwoni sipitali. kitinye eng district hospital eng town yu ketinye office nebo gender based violence chebwone komwoe kole kokiyoiwo kuni mi chebo rape ak alak komi record chotok. Lakini chang kora chetokomite chetesetai koibwech kesishek sana sana biik cheu chief boyob kok ak ketieme kinet kelechi kibendi kole so toko chang chemi sang olin ama chenyolu konai so kakibwone tuyet nebo ra sikokakechop ng'atutik kimuch kebe ngebun wardishek ak kimutu bichu konai kole kibendi ano.
Kaikimit chepkemoi kole kakoit kasarta nenyolu keker kele kakichop rescue centers en katorchinet nebo konyor biik chebune kaimutik choto ole rwochin kasarta nekabun kaimutik.
Kakoit kasarta nemeche kenyor rescue center en county nenyo. En kila sub county angot ngiro kokichobe ain nekile gender policy nebo county kemeche ketargeten kenyor en kila ward kila sub county komi ele tos nyo chito nyoketoret kokeumiani imi yotok ak keribin kora simataiimake ak tun keng'ololchi kekon ng'ololutik therapy counseling sikobit kalyet eng korikyok amu ngen kele chang biik nyolen iman aimigei atinye kokibiro kokinyalila lakini mami lawendi.
Kaboishe Betsy boroinoto kocher kwonyik en emoni komongei ak kocheng boroinwek chebo kandoinatet mising ko en kasarta neitorchingei emoni lewenisiet neo konekit.
Kotyem county kokon women CECs ak women CEOs kobalancen amu kikere kabisa kele kotestai amu kot nguno ngeba gender komite kandoik chebo women so nyolu kotestai kobwa eng decision making ak biik onai biik chemite ground ole ketoret kora wamama kechakwani murenik kechakwan wamama kora sikobit kotestai nekele gender balance.
Kong'ete nganaset nebo Eldoret en county nebo Uasin Gishu logoiwekab emet chebo Kass TV kanenyu ko Timothy Kiplimo.
Akeng'etu en taonitab Eldoret ole kakecher neranik kotorchigei yaetab mung'arosiek chemengechen en kasarta netestai serkalisiek notok ko serkalit neo koboto chebo county kosuldaen tetutik chebo kotach investors chebendi kotoreti ichek konyor kamuget nebo kotoi mung'arosiek. Kinyoru report neng'eten taonit nebo Eldoret nekochobwech Isaac Kogei.
Kosubkei ak Magdalene Chepkemoi, CEO noto nebo Eldohub, kocheng'e ortinwek cheimuktochin chemung'arainik chemengechen kotoune ak kokanapta mung'arosiekwak mising ko neranik chotok chetomo konyor kamugetab kotokchigei mung'aret.
Today at this startup forum we were discussing about how we can create develop resources for young people to continue running their businesses by giving them the right funding and creating channels in which they can access different funding opportunity. So today we brought different stakeholders from the county government through the deputy governor of Uasin Gishu County. We also had the director for trade. We've had Athletics Kenya. We've had also different banking institutions within the county. We've also had different investment funding opportunities, including the MSEA through Nyota and KJED. And we are here to discuss and co-create opportunities for our young people to access these resources. That means de-risking. We have to de-risk so that, banking institutions are also comfortable with providing them loans and also building their capacity to be investor ready.
Kobun rupeotab nebo ng'echeret eng Chamber of Commerce mornetab Uasin Gishu Dan Meli kobo kamanut mising kong'ololchin ak stakeholders cheterter kotelelchi eng tononchinetab mung'arosiek ak startups.
Those funding opportunities ngircho chemeche startups asikobit ko acceleraten mung'arosiekwak. Kokiboiboi eng betutab rani amu kakituyegei koki stakeholders anan ko business leaders ak business enablers asikobit kiro kele kaking'ololchi investors ak keng'ololchi financiers asikobit ko fundan startups en county nenyo nebo Uasin Gishu. Kokiboiboi amu mite state agencies, kimite kora koboto county government nebo Uasin Gishu ak kemi kora ak representatives chebo GIZ asikobit kemwochi kelechi emoni nyoni ko kararan. Uasin Gishu County kikuregei champions, ko ki champions eng ki age tugul ak kemeche keng'aran eng mung'aresiek, and that's why kitoche investors, kitoche venture capitalists, kitoche startup financiers asikobit koro kole opportunity age tugul anan idea age tugul nemang'une chi nebo Uasin Gishu kokakisub ak kiro kele kawo kotoret eng mung'areshek chemite.
Kamite kora ak rupeyotab gavana kobun county nebo Uasin Gishu Evans Kapkea nesome neranik kotokchigei boisionik chotok chebo mung'aret, ole some stakeholders cheterter akichek kotokchigei maketab konet neranik koyai mung'aroshek eng kimnotet.
Akemeche kemwa kongoi amu kikere kele makoi kemuch keyai as Uasin Gishu county achegei kesapoten kijanaek eng ng'alekab mung'areshek ak ng'alekab kotoi mung'aret anan kotesetai mung'areshek chetindoi eng Uasin Gishu, ak kemeche kemwa kongoi amu private sector. Kemeche kemwa kongoi kora amu Kenya National Chamber of Commerce, kemeche kemwa kongoi amu investors chekobwa Uasin Gishu ak ketoche tugul kele asikemuch ketoret kijanaek koro kele kaingian akichek ng'alekab mung'aret. Kingen tugul kele challenge neo nekitinye eng emetab Kenya ko ng'alekab unemployment. Ako amu makimuchi kesir kijanaek tugul at once. Kemeche kora kesom kijanaek koyan ko participate eng mung'areshek. Challenge nekitinye neo ku ye kamwa ko ng'alekab information. Vijana wengi kingen kele tomo konyor information about support netindoi county government, about the investors chemuch ko supporting startup programs ana support netindoi national government nemeche ko supporting kijanaek. Lakini kimeche kityo kemwa kele mi kijanaek kora chetindoi information lakini tom komongei ako taken opportunity anan ko taken advantage nebo support nekitindoi as county government ak national ak in private sector.
Kang'alaldos icheket yekangwai tuyet ak investors kobun kebeberwek cheterter eng emoni komite eng kibagenge ak GIZ ak serikalitab county noto nebo Uasin Gishu. Kong'eteke taunetab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Kagomwa kiyogindet nebo emetab Sweden en emetab Kenya Hakan Akeson kole boisiet emonotok en kibagenge ak serikalit nebo emetab Kenya koboto kibagengeit nebo World Food and Agriculture Organization FAO en tokyinetab kei nebo kelumda muswoknotet nekibendi keboisien en siretab kabatik chebo emoni. Ng'ololi kasarta nekarutechi county nebo Kirinyaga komwa Akeson nekamiten ak ofisaek kobun FAO ak CEC nebo kabatisiet en county noto Dr. John Gashara kole magat kikimit boisietab muswoknotet en sekta nebo kabatisiet akot kemoche keboronji bandab tai keljin en kabatik. Kang'ong Akeson kole nguni kokomuch konyor serikalitab emetab Kenya silingishek anan rabinik chete dolaishek milion 5.5 chekiboisien en kasuldaetab tetutyonotok.
Let me say we are happy to receive our visitors today. They are development partners, and we want to say that these are critical projects in the development of agriculture, particularly now that we are talking that we are in the level of digital agrarian revolution, driving the agriculture through data, issues of accuracy and all that. So the system is quite good for us. We were able to register 135,000 farmers. That is 1.5 years ago, and we are still continuing to enroll the 4,000 who are remaining. We believe that our farmers are receiving good services, particularly currently we have one program going on that is a e-voucher for the fertilizer. It has become more efficient, but we are looking forward at how we integrate our system also in the county with that national system, so that we can be able to offer the modernized form of extension services.
This visit is, for us, what we like to see and what our DG and our leaders have been talking about, the need to live in a new world, how to use the new technologies to transform the agriculture sector. And visiting this farm, hearing about the transformation, the change in the way they have been able, to improve, subsidies related to fertilizer, we could see the benefits out of it. Of course, it's a journey. We have been able to set up the system with the government at national level. Having this now being implemented at county level is certainly the way forward. There are still some challenges. We need to ensure that it is well customized. It really addressing the specific needs of the counties. We've talked about many other options, services, access to market that I think will work in the near future.
We are here today because Sweden is a steadfast partner of Kenya in the agricultural sector. We've been supporting and we've been working with Kenya since the 60s in the agricultural sector. The programs, the projects have evolved over time. We now live in a digital age. It's important to be as efficient as possible as a farmer. And we are now working together with the Kenyan government and together with FAO on a digital platform so that the farmers will get the information needed as soon as possible. They will be able to register, they will be able to get subsidies in a more efficient way, and hereby we increase transparency and accountability, and basically the farmer becomes more competitive and more efficient.
Goy batangalalet noton nebo kiyongindetab emetab Sweden en emonoton ko His Excellency Akeson Hakan kebendi kenyoru kamung'et nenwach en Kass Mashinani. Kiweksen matyan ako yekiwege kewektoigei kenyoru ng'alalet nebo minista nebo ribetab kalyet en emet orit noton ko Kipchumba Murkomen komiten komosta nebo Wajir ole tesetai tuyet nebo jukwaa la usalama.